Utah Jazz. After all of their trade machinations, the Jazz are at 24.5 at Circa and Superbook, the sharpest book. There is an under 26.5 at Bet Rivers. Make sure you shop around either way that you're going. Brandon, you got best bet on the under. What's your projection for the new look Utah Jazz?
I do. And you mentioned the 26.5 at Bet Rivers. It's minus 110 right now. You don't even have to drink the extra juice. You can just bet the old number there. So that's why I like the under. I also like the under because I'm just going to tell you with my projections, I'm not projecting the current roster to play this season out. I'm basically projecting some or no Mike Conley and some or no Bojan Bogdanovic. Everything that I think about this team and Danny Ainge and where the trajectory is that those guys should not stick around or certainly play 75 games for the team. They blew it up. 4 of their 7 rotation dudes from last year are gone. Because don't forget, Joe Ingles is gone and Royce O'Neal is gone too. So here's the projection for the team that's left after those guys. I had them 25th on offense, 29th on defense, potentially a disaster on that end. That puts them at 18 to 25 wins. I grabbed under 28 on a market right after the trade. I think that there's very good potential this line keeps dropping. And if there is even one more domino, a Conley or Bojan trade, I think the line suddenly is the lowest on the board, like a 23.5, a 22.5. We've seen this with Danny Ainge. We know how this goes. The dude just wants to lose everything and get his high draft pick now. And I don't see any reason to think good thoughts about this team.
Why do you say that?
Say what?
Why do you think that that's Ainge's thing?
Because I feel like that's the way he is not a half measures guy. And that's what we've seen here is he looked at the roster and was like, nope, I'm out. And he just started unloading everything. So I expect that he's going to keep unloading. Why bother? There's nothing to gain from keeping Mike or Bojan around. They didn't even really have like, oh, well, we need to keep these guys as veterans to help our young guys. No, there's no young guys here either. We just need to blow it up, keep getting more draft picks and play through to the end. He did the tank job. He's shown right now. It wasn't just, well, I don't like Mitchell and Gobert. Let me trade Gobert and then we'll rebuild around Mitchell. No, he's in. He's in on this is it. I'm done with this roster. Let's start over. We got a new young unknown coach. We're getting all these draft assets. This is still on the way down to me, and I want to ride the wave to the bottom.
It's hard to argue against. I want to push back on the Ainge point. Okay. I think that's what we think of Ainge because he makes so many deals and machinations, but he's been a guy that actually wants to compete pretty consistently. The mark in your favor is that after they traded KG and Pierce and Jason Terry to the Nets, their mark was 40.5, and they won 39 is what I've got there. Is that right? I'm making sure of this. I've got 2014 on Basketball Reference. They've actually got about 25 wins, so that does not appear to be right. So they won 25, so that's below your mark at 26.5 for a different team. So that kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't have like a whole like Ainge is going to make sure that they tank no matter what sense.
Okay, that's fair.
To
be clear, this is not just an Ainge is going to make them take the roster of guys they have left. Yeah. The way that I evaluate these players is going to make them tank. Right. Let me read you the 10-man rotation. And I know it's not quite this because even if Mike and Bojan are gone, somebody comes back for them. But here's the 10 guys. Tell me who you like as like, this is going to help them win a bunch of games this year. Starting 5, potentially, Colin Sexton, Malik Beasley, Talen Horton-Tucker, Lauri Markkanen, Azubuike maybe as the center. And then your bench unit is something like Jared Butler, Jordan Clarkson, Agbaji, Jared Vanderbilt, Walker Kessler. So those are your 10. And I don't want names of, well, those are NBA players. These are solid rotation guys. Who's going to win games? Who's going to be a lead of the defense? Who's going to get you buckets on offense efficiently? Who among that group is a winning player at like a real meaningful level?
You left out Clarkson.
No, I said him. I put him in the bench unit.
Okay. I think Sexton can be a not okay. So you say winning player, and it's like we have to put this in within the context of the ranges, right?
Sure. Okay. Well, who's going to help them push into the 30s for wins?
I only want high 20s here for the over, though.
Okay.
Right? No, this is
Sure.
the difference.
No, that's true. That's true. But that's where the incentive thing comes in because if I'm looking at a high 20s or low 30s team, well, now I'm looking at a tanking team and now I have to lean back under again. So if I don't think this is a tank team, then the West is soft. We agree on that. There are bad teams. So if this team thinks they could maybe push for a play-in, then that's a different story. I don't think they have any shot at that.
The players that I like on the roster are Sexton, Clarkson, relative to other possible two guards in this range. I like Doak a lot. I like Udoka Azubuike. I think I watched him a lot last year and actually liked his minutes quite a bit. Balmaro and Fontecchio are both unknowns, but those are guys that actually could be pretty good. Vando, I like a lot. I'm very high on Vando. I think he makes winning plays. Lauri Markkanen, I've talked a lot about him. He's been awesome in Eurobasket. I think he's a guy that will play hard and contribute. A lot of this is also we don't know how good Will Hardy is. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know that for sure.
Again, it's like, are they going to win 30 games? No, of course not. They're of course not going to win 30 games. Are they going to win 25? I'm not like, there's no way that the Jazz are winning 25 games.
Can they be? Tell me why they're not a stone cold lock bottom 5 defense. Who's going to defend on this team? They've got drop centers. Who else is going to defend?
Well, I think Udoka can switch a little bit. To be honest with you, it's about when you get into this range, it's about can Will Hardy systemically make their defense better?
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point.
Like,
so now instead of being the 28th defense by talent, can Will Hardy help you be the 23rd? And you're right, that's enough of a difference at this range.
Yeah,
we don't know the answer to that.
I don't mind. I'm going to say this: I don't have a best bet. I don't mind your under because your best bet is basically the Jazz are going to tank, and I can't argue with that.
Yeah,
this is the problem I have with this team, with the Spurs, with the Pacers, with a lot of this is just like. I don't know how far they'll go. I don't know how far they won't go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how far. What if it's like they trade Conley and Bogdanovich for Russell Westbrook, tell him to go home and do the buyout?
Yeah.
Right.
Which is very real possibility. Something
very
like
real
that.
Possibility. Trade Clarkson in January and then at the deadline move Markkanen. Like, very possible. Totally
in the realm of possibility. That's in my notes. It's like, even if someone is better than I'm projecting them to, all that means is they're going to get traded probably.
My hesitation is that you have to find a willing partner to take them. No, I'm serious. That's a real struggle.
No, you're right. But every team wants a Jordan Clarkson on the cheap at the deadline.
The trade market is so truncated right now. It's really difficult. It's been difficult the last couple of years. Like, it's not, even though teams are more willing to give up first round picks, if you're going to give up a first round pick, you want to package them together and trade 6 of them for Rudy Gobert. Like, I think that the trade market is one thing that makes me nervous. If they can't get rid of them, they have too much talent. And so, like, that's a lot of what you're basing this on is I'm taking the under because I have faith in the trade market. And that's where I start to be like, I can't follow that logic.
That's fair. But if I'm being very blunt, I'm taking the under also because I have faith in Colin Sexton, Malik Beasley, Lauri Markkanen, Jordan Clarkson. Like, I hate these guys. I hate that exact sort of player. Like, that is a laundry list of 6 men, empty calorie gunners. And that is the precise sort of player. Like, I don't like anyone on the roster. So there's this. I don't want to watch this team play. There's not a point guard to run offense once Mike is gone. I would bet if it were posted, I haven't seen it. I want Jazz to have worst record in the league odds. I think this line is going to be as low as any other team. So I think we're getting 3 wins of free credit right now because the line hasn't moved enough yet.
I can't disagree with it. I'll say that like a lot of this is about how you establish Colin Sexton because like you've just called him like basically a shitty gunner, which versus his first couple of years in the league, I don't mind. He started to show a few things the last year he was healthy, and then the last year when they were going to be good. Like if Sexton has matured into a better player, this screws with this total a lot just because it may be like they went. But again, I'll say this: if you're gonna bet it, under is the only route. Like I have all these rebuttals to your under because I want it to be a stay away. I don't have like you should like I like the value on the over here. I can't get there. I can only get to not an under. I can't get to an over.